Boom, 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 and we are live. Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis Cocker, and with me tonight, I have Stu Woolley as my co-host. Tonight, we are going to do the Brentford Man United preview. That's an early Saturday kickoff, and we will talk about the lineup, who's available, who's not, and what happened in what's going to happen in that game. We will bring up the tactical board and we will talk about the latest. There'll be some rumors about Sene Lamens going to start this game. Masraoui apparently has an injury. We have signed a new 17-year-old from Colombia. There's lots to talk about. And tonight, it's a special show for you guys. It's a call-in show. So Stu and I would love for you to call in. We will share the link in the comment section in about 10 minutes time. So if you want to come on, feel free. Press the link and you will join us on StreamYard. You will first come into the green room and we will bring you on when we are ready. You don't have to show your face, but you have to come with opinions and a microphone so you can talk. It will be a great show, guys. Stu and I will be here. We will do about 60 to 75 minutes. Let's see how it goes. So guys, girls, stay tuned and we will be back after the intro. So see you in a second. Boom, 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 and we are live. And here is Mr. Woolley. How you doing, my friend? How you doing?
I'm all right. Looking forward to the weekend, though. It's been one of those weeks. In fact, I think I'm looking forward to the end of the year. It's definitely been one of those years. So Christmas is approaching. You know, we're in October as of next week. And before we know it, got Halloween, Guy Fawkes Night, and then we got Christmas. So I love this time of year. Last quarter of the year is absolutely brilliant.
Yes.
Looking forward to the game.
Are you a Christmas kind of guy, Stu?
Yeah, I love Christmas. Yeah. Absolutely adore Christmas.
You have a Christmas sweater?
I have a Christmas jumper throughout December. Yeah. The Christmas jumper will be on show at least 2 or 3 times. Absolutely, maybe a Christmas T-shirt as well. Who knows? But yeah, we like Christmas jumpers, Christmas PJs, and stuff like that. It's all good fun. Yeah.
Sounds nice. You know, Christmas is about family. It's about traditions. It's I agree. You know, when you talk about it, I kind of looking forward to Christmas myself. You know, but now we are still late September, coming into October. It's football. We are playing against Brentford on Saturday, early kickoff, and I see a lot of people tuning in already. I just want to say hi to everybody. We have Catherine Non-Nonsense McDade coming in first, as always. Big up, Catherine. Good to see you. And she said, please be on time, Jarvis. Yes, I think we were only 3 minutes late, so I think it's a personal best from me. So thank you, Catherine, for reminding me. We have Danny B. Hit that like button on the way in. Thank you, Danny B. Thank you, Danny boy. And I'm Titanium coming in and say, hi, Jarvis. I have a predicted starting 11. Could I send it to you? Yes, please send the starting 11, and I will show it to everybody. It's you know, and I have also a starting 11 in my mind, but you know, we will talk with you guys and Stu and try to see if we can sew it together. That's yeah. And we have Johnny Kermode coming directly in from the US of A. Coming in and say, good evening, Jarvis. Nice here, Cocker and Stu, Hardman, Woolley, and the rest of you. Yes. Johnny, if you want to call in afterwards, we will send the link. You can come on for 5 minutes and have your say. We will try to bring in callers. We'd love to hear your opinions on the latest on Man United. But don't worry, we will take good care of you. at least Stu will do. I will just try to.
We'll both take care of you.
Yeah,
Don't you?
we will.
Come on, come and join us. Actually, come and have your say. It'd be great to have as many on as possible.
Yes.
Hola, amigos, DJ Superfly guy.
Hola, amigos, coming in. The DJ Superfly guy coming in. What did I do, sis? DJ Superfly fly guy.
Well, that's it. Yes.
Yeah, spinning the plates.
Yes.
Didn't you used to be a DJ in the 80s around the clubs in
No.
Manchester? No, never.
I was too busy propping up the dance floor. Showing everybody the way, getting the snake hips out early doors. Go big, go early. That's what you do. You go in, you go big, you go early. Well, all your mates are looking for available women. You've already snared, and that's it. Go big, go early.
I was mainly at the bar. That was my place.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
And the pool table and the dart ball.
No good at pool. No good at pool.
No good at pool.
No good at pool. No good at darts either. Trev, easy Tiger. Yeah, we'll keep that quiet this time, Trev. We'll keep that quiet.
Big up, Trevor Wade. Good to see you. The Routinator, one of our chief moderators, coming in. 1.5k subs. Yes, we reached a milestone, 1,500 subscribers the other day. It's celebration time. Let's hope we can get to 2,000. We are always looking onwards and upwards. But I'm grateful that we have 1,500 subscribers. Can you believe it, Stu? We started late December, and now we have 1,500.
We started late December. Yeah, we started late December. We should be quite pleased with that, old friend.
Yes, I'm very pleased, and it's all because of you guys. So thank you very much. Let's see who else. Is it just me coming in? Evening, everyone. We have, let's see if there's any other new arrivals in the chat. No, there's not. But we have said hello to everybody, and
yes.
I will share the link for you now, guys, and you can prepare. We will not take you on for the next 5 minutes, but then we will start to take in callers. So don't worry. And by the way, I am Titanium. I got your message. I screenshot your predicted 11, and I will show it on screen in a couple of minutes. 14 likes in already, so it's brilliant, guys. Thank you. Is there any football on tonight? I think it's is it Europa League or
might be Europa Conference League? Yeah.
Look. Nothing to talk about, or any English British teams.
I don't think so. I think Forest due last night, didn't they? With
yeah, they and Anthony scored. I think they were 2-2 that game. I saw the last.
Villa are playing tonight.
Fulham.
No, Villa. Villa are 1 up against Bologna. Rangers are losing to Genk. I think that's it tonight. Yeah, Europa League. So is it Conference League next week then?
I don't know. There's so many European tournaments at the moment. I can't keep up, and I don't like the new way. Everybody against everybody. I can't keep up. I like the old one. With groups of 4. That was so much more organized.
Yeah.
I'm getting old, conservative.
Yeah, Rashford started again tonight for Barcelona, but they are losing away to Oviedo. Interesting.
Yes, let's talk about Rashford. Did you hear he came in late for training?
2 minutes late again, yeah. Unbelievable.
When is he going to grow up?
How can he be fucking late for a team meeting? I just can't get my head around it. I really can't.
Sometimes I feel sad for him. He could have been on the Ballon d'Or list the last couple of years if he wanted. But I think it's a mental problem. It's not good. It's not good. So yes, what do I have prepared for you guys? There is some updates. First of all, the first update came yesterday, and Diego Dallot has returned in full training with Man United squad. So he will most likely be available for the selection of the Brentford game. Did you know that, Stu?
Well, do you know what? I didn't, but I wouldn't pay any attention to Dallot anyway. I'd love Masraoui to remain. Masraoui not training today could well be precautionary.
Yes.
I noticed they're in a new training kit already. The season's only like 6 weeks old, and we got new training kit already. It's unbelievable the way they're trying to rinse everybody out of more and more money. So no, it'll be a shame if Masraoui's out. But Dallot's an obvious replacement, isn't he, to come in? So I suppose, it's one of those.
It is. It's true. In other updates, apparently we are going to play the game against Brentford in the new kit, the new third kit, the black one, with yellow shorts and yellow socks.
Yeah, we'll have to, won't we? Because we can't. They play black shorts and black socks. We can't wear our red shirt. We can't wear our white shirt.
Can you ever remember? Have you ever played a game in black, yellow, and yellow?
No, I think this will be a first.
Not that I'm aware of. No.
Yeah, this will be a first. Yeah, we're playing yellow shorts and yellow socks on me. It'll be a first.
Well, it might be look good. We haven't tried it before, so
I've seen it. I thoroughly expect us to beat Brentford. It's not vodka and orange. No, it's actually multivitamins. So I drink multivitamins a day, and this is what this is. It looks like, well, God knows what it looks like, but it's multivitamins. At my age, Trev, you need them. Got to keep that stamina up for you, pal. I can't be losing stamina, can I, pal?
No. So, you have a question in from Trevor. He's asked, is that vodka and orange?
Orange. Yeah, no, definitely multivitamins.
What do you call a screwdriver? That's.
I'm not really a kind of cocktail. Is a screwdriver a cocktail? I don't really know. I'm not really a cocktail drinker, really.
No.
I like Guinness.
Guinness. I agree. But freshly made, just from the factory. Go visit Dublin. Go to the Guinness factory and taste one of those at the top of the. Oh
yeah, they're perfect. Yeah, been there a few times. Absolutely amazing.
That's something else. Stu, get some comments in, and I will just. I need to retweet the
yes,
X.
Apparently on Twitch, we're streaming according to Twitch as well. Load you in the chat, guys. Let's see what we've got. Villa are 1-up, says Kaizo. Yeah, absolutely. GJ Philip, Superfly guy, comes in with Villa against Bologna, Rangers against, I think it's Genoa. Who else have we got? John McGinn, Trevor Wade, he must have scored. Rangers down to 10 men. Oh, dear. Rashford, yeah, absolutely. He is a man-child. Catherine No Nonsense Midday. She actually described me earlier. Yeah, well, you're absolutely right. I should be arrested for crimes against dancing. I am terrible, Catherine. I can
not if they play Tears for Fears. Then Stu comes in.
Oh, I love a bit of Tears for Fears. Yeah, I can agree with the best on that one. Stu is the Grinch, says Catherine. No nonsense. She also said I look like a rough and ready teddy bear. Yes, it's my newish top. I quite like this. It's a nice colour. It suits my boyish looks, my youthful charm that I have. What else have we got? It's a family show. Big up, lads. Adam Partridge. Big up, lads. You okay? United all the way. We best win Saturday. We'll win Saturday, Alan. Don't you worry about that.
Okay, so now I published a retweet on X. So and I posted the link in the live chat for you guys. If you want to help us out, you can press that link and like and share the post that I posted on X. So we reach out to a bigger audience. 61 of you are watching on both platforms at the moment. So guys, let's get into the Brentford game, because we are up against Brentford. They are currently sitting 17th in the table. 1 win, 1 drew, and 3 losses. Goal difference of a -4. 6 goals scored, 10 conceded. not in their best form. But we know Brentford, they are always a well-organized team. They have a new manager. They have sold a lot of their best players, but they still have some gems in that team. I especially like Mikkel Damsgaard. I think he's a brilliant player. Also, they have the Norwegian guy Ayer. I think he plays normally he's a centre back in the Norwegian national team, but he plays right fullback in Brentford. They still have Pinnock, a lot of like hard guys who likes to play simple but effective football.
Yeah.
And they lost Vissa, they lost Mbumo, so and their goalkeeper. I think they lost Flecken, didn't they?
They lost Flecken. Flecken's gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's is it Kelleher, the ex-Liverpool keeper? I think he's between the places neither.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Saturday.
So,
I think it'll be. I think it'll be a straightforward match for us. To be honest, I think we'll go down. I think we'll absolutely pound them into the ground, and come away handsome winners. I like Keith Andrews. He's a very, very, very good coach. Very good coach. But is he a manager? And I think that's the difference. There's been a lot of excellent coaches moved into managerial positions, revered coaches moved into managerial positions, have not been able to cope with the workload that a manager comes with, and not being able to concentrate on the coaching duties. I think when that happens, if you don't have the right people and the right support mechanism around you, it becomes very, very difficult. And I think Keith Andrews is struggling with that. Most people will actually remember Keith Andrews as a pundit on Sky Sports for the EFL. Very knowledgeable about the game. Real nice gentleman, very calming. Very influential at Brentford before he moved up under Thomas Frank. But it was a big job. The promoting with him is difficult. It's been proven in the past to be difficult, but it's also been proven in the past to win. When Liverpool promoted to the boot room, as they used to call it all those years ago. So I wish, as of tomorrow, as of Saturday, after that game's gone, I wish Keith Andrews all the very best. Up until that point where the game's playing, we need to beat you, Mr. Andrews. But I think you're right. I think Brentford are a good side. It's worth bearing in mind. I think we've got a -2 goal difference ourselves, haven't we? So I don't think we're exactly pushing the goals, plus into out of a minus into a plus again. I mean, we've been poor recently for goals, period. So it won't be an easy game. I agree with you. I think Damsgaard's a very, very good player. Losing Wissa, and no, that's the point I was making. I'm titanium. I don't believe he's a manager. He's a revered coach, but I don't think he's particularly a manager. And I think that's the problems that Brentford are having at the moment. Plus, you can't lose Vissa, you can't lose Mbumo, you can't lose Norgard and not have any effect whatsoever on your first 11.
And Flecken.
Yeah, and Flecken. It just can't happen. So I think Brentford have sold him out to dry a little bit. But I wish him the best after Saturday. Let's kind of get in there. Let's win the game. I think we'll win it quite handsomely. And I'd love to see Brentford survive and stay up.
Okay, okay. So you rate Brentford. London, outside London, isn't located?
Yeah, it's a London club.
It's a London club. Yeah,
it's a London club. It'll be look. We every time we've been to Brentford, we lost.
It's true.
It's true. Yeah, we got beat a couple of seasons ago 4-0. I got into trouble with a lot of Brentford fans over that because I accused Brentford of playing like 8-year-olds. The problem is on that day they outfought us, they outran us, they outfought us. They didn't outplay us, but they made us look very, very ordinary.
So Stu, this is the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games against Brentford. Last season we lost 4-3 away, and we won the home game 2-1. The year before 1-1 and we away, and we won the game 2-1 at home. And the year before we won at Old Trafford and lost 4-0. away.
We don't beat.
That was that was the first game of Ten Hag, I believe.
Yeah. The
Away.
pattern
Yeah.
tells you we don't beat them at their place. That's what the pattern tells you.
Yeah.
But it's a different team, different manager, different team, and I think ultimately, I can't see any other result but a victory for us. On Saturday.
Why do you feel so convinced? Because we beat a 10-man Chelsea, or because we have played fantastic football this season? Because I'm not. I'm definitely. I'm worried because I think that the Chelsea game was one off. I felt that the players were up for the game, but I don't trust them. That's my.
We haven't done either. We haven't played particularly well at all season,
No.
and I don't think the Chelsea game was anything but what it was. But you've got to turn a corner eventually. This group of players at some point has got to turn a corner, and I think this will be the corner turning. We've got winnable games now. We've got Brentford away. We've got Sunderland at home. They're winnable games. Then we've got the international break. Then we come back to Liverpool. And after that, we've got a series of winnable games again. Get yourself in the mix. We're on the same points as City. Nobody's having a pop at City. Nobody.
No.
Look where Newcastle are. Look where Villa are. Look where Forest are. Nobody's having a pop at those. All Manchester United. All Manchester United. All Manchester United. See you later, Trev. We're always everybody talks about us all the time. It's got to change, and it will change eventually. I'm seeing differences in the way that we're playing. I am seeing better possession. I'm seeing better passing, but we still can't score goals for whatever reason. Whatever the areas we're getting into, we're not scoring goals. Once that clicks into gear, once Cunha gets his first goal, once Mbeumo starts scoring, once Sesko starts scoring, once we get delivery from Fernandez, we'll get Mainu to pop in when he plays. Ahmad will score a couple. We should start to develop into a more fluid side. We're not quite there yet, and I don't expect us to be there until January time in true attacking gusto, really, which is what I'm looking for. But I do think we'll go there on Saturday, and I do think we'll win. 12:30 kickoff's not an issue. We haven't played all week yet again. We've trained all week. I think we'll be fine.
Well, I think the problem for Man United has always been being able to reset after a good match. I feel the players can dig deep and perform in these big games, but when it comes to the bread and butter of Premier League, the everyday teams, cold and rainy Tuesday in Stoke, we heard all about it. It's all about winning those type of games. We want to be competing at the top. But I feel now with this Man United team, that's why I'm saying I don't trust them 100%. But it's up to them to prove me wrong, and I hope they'll prove me wrong. That's why I called on the thumbnail this show. I called it "Make or Break" because I feel it's a season-defining game. If we can actually get 2 games in a row, start the momentum building, maybe we can win against Sunderland. Then we have 3 games, and we go up against Liverpool with full of confidence. So I feel it's a make or break game, because if we lose this game, I think it's over. I can't see us starting to build another momentum, because then we have Sunderland, then we have Liverpool again, and the night will be out.
Yeah, I can't see us losing this. I just cannot see us losing against Brentford. They will think they can beat us, and that's absolutely fine. But I cannot see us losing against Brentford at all. Like I say, you've got to turn the corner somewhere, and you need a bit of fortune, a bit of luck in front of goal, and we're not having that. If you look at the way Chelsea struggled again to get past lower league opposition, Liverpool themselves got out of jail. Really weren't. Ekitika's gone and got himself sent off, the idiot, for 2 yellow cards. But they weren't firing. Liverpool aren't playing particularly well. City haven't got any momentum. Nobody's got any momentum in the league. People are looking and say, well, Liverpool are 5 points clear. Yeah, but we know how fortunate they've been. 7, 8, 9 minutes worth of injury time they've scored within that period of time to get the winner. We know how fortunate they've been. Wirtz hasn't hit the ground running. Isak finally gets off the ground, and the whole of Liverpool are like up in arms. He scored against a lower league opposition. There isn't anything going much for any team in the Premier League at the moment, let alone Manchester United. But yet we've had a really poor start to the season, and we're mid-table, sitting at 7 points, the same as City, the same as any other teams, big teams. We get a win on Sunday, we're going to the top 4. Well, all right, we're not going to stay in the top 4. I get that, but we get into the top 4. So that so by the time that finishes, we'll probably dip from 4th to 8th or something along those lines. And that's how it goes in football.
It is 100%.
When we play Sunderland, Jarvis, we win again. We go back into the top 4 potentially before others play. Then we don't fall down as far as 8. We might fall down as far as 6th. So,
for me, I don't care about the league position this early because it's still early days. We are 4 or 5 games into the season. But for me, the most important thing is 3 points. We need to win this game, as you said. But we could easily be a draw this game. And I have to say, give you some stats. Brentford have scored 7 goals in the last 5 games, so they know how to score goals still, even without Mbumo and Vissa. Another element is we have conceded a goal in the last 10 games in a row, so we can't keep a clean sheet. And I think that's one of our main issues, especially going away. And when we struggle scoring goals, if Brentford goes 1-0 up, I think we will be in for a tough game.
I totally agree with those, but my counter to those stats are we can keep a clean sheet. We don't have moronic goalkeeping. If we have a goalkeeper that knows what he's doing, we can keep a clean sheet.
Well,
we can score goals.
Binder is our goalkeeper, and we have a young guy coming in, maybe making his debut this weekend.
I'm
not completely confident in our goalkeepers, to be honest.
I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that. I said to you, when it comes to Lamans, get him in, but get somebody in with some kind of it is results business, absolutely. Get somebody in with who's got some Premier League experience. My thoughts on that. I was very, very clear on what I wanted. The majority of the fan base wanted Lamans, and we went out and we got him at a good price, and it could well turn out to be the next Courtois / David De Gea. Brilliant for us. But we've already seen a goalkeeper in Donnarumma. Hi, Rich. Mick's in the house. Mick,
yes.
Really good to see you, pal.
By the way, we are doing a call-in, so Rich, Mick, Johnny Kimmel, everybody come in for 5 minutes. Get have your say on the game on Brentford. Do you think we will win? We will lose? How will it go? Who will we start? The drill. So press that link in the live chat, and you can jump on for 5 minutes. That will be great.
It'd be absolutely great. But I guess what I'm getting at is, Jarvis, we could actually get a clean sheet. It's not beyond the realms. Well, it probably is with our goalkeepers, but just say hypothetically, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. We actually go up, we score 2 or 3 goals, and then we're here comes Richie, big Richie's it, and then we've got a chance. But I'm kind of, the reason I said about getting into top 4 is we haven't been there for 2 seasons now, Jarvis, give or take, have we? We've not even touched the realms of top 4. Just to get in there as a player, and as a player, when you finish your game and you look at the league, you think, fuck me, how the hell are we in top 4? Just think what we could have done if we pulled our finger out in game 1 and 2. That's how I was looking at you, see. So I'd love to see it. Rich is in the house. Good to see you.
Before we bring on Rich, I just want to read out. We have a super chat from I Am Titanium. I will try the toot.
I'll be back. 1 second.
Yeah, okay. That's okay. That's okay. Thank you, I Am Titanium, for the super chat to say, what's the most frustrating red card you've seen? Well, I will let Rich answer that, and I also have a red card. So thank you for the super chat, I Am Titanium, and I will blow the toot for the super chat.
Can I just say, what a great question. Oh, is that a new one?
Did you hear anything? Did it work?
Yes, it was tremendous.
Wow.
Do it again.
I need to do it this way.
Wow, that is unbelievable. I cannot believe it. I would like to say that what a great question. I will say, Rich, how are you, pal?
Yeah, good question. I would say with this one, first thing that springs into my mind with that question. Also, cheers, Jarvis. Cheers, G. Good to see you guys.
Welcome.
Big up, Rich.
I would say for me, most frustrating red card is I'm trying to think which player it was. I think was it Nani that got sent off against Bayern Munich for a high foot.
Yeah,
it was against Real Madrid, semi-final
Real Madrid.
of the
that was it.
Champions
And then
League.
Ronaldo scored eventually. I think that for me might be the most frustrating one because I think we win the game if that doesn't happen. And I don't think it was. We can argue whether it's a red or not, but I think for me that was the most frustrating one because I think it ruined the game for us. That was the one that first came into my mind when I saw the question.
Yeah.
Do you know something? I've got a really typical Stuart answer here. I love any kind of red card because a red card to me shows a bit of passion, shows a bit of drive, shows a bit of desire. But there are ones Rich, I agree with you, are absolutely fucking annoying more than anything. Do you
remember the one with Roy Keane got sent off for trying to strangle Alan Shearer? That one made me laugh. The game was over, but that's why I just thought you get maybe 20, 30 world-class performances from Roy Keane this season. You get one of those, you just go fair enough. You just get one of those and just move on.
I think it was either Cantona or Roy Keane that stamped on John Moncur, didn't he? When he was playing Swindon, I think it was, or West Ham, or Crystal Palace.
No, it was Fjortoft. You remember Roy Keane when he just?
Yeah, he did Fjortoft. He did Haaland, didn't he?
Yeah. That was a great red card. That was great. But I was going to say that my most frustrating red card was the Nani one because I think it was
a lot of people
could have won the Champions League that year.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it on purpose. He looked away, and it was just one of those. But it's football. Maybe it was a red card. So, but it was so much at stake that game. So I remember that one, Rich.
It just felt like that one where I think he just jumped up. His foot was high because he was eyes on the ball, and I don't know. I was just thinking, come on, that wouldn't be one in the Premier League, would it? It's just that there's no malice there. For me, it's just it's like annoying, isn't it? That's why, because I thought I was, watching your team and you think we're going to win this game, we're going to beat them, and we were on top, and it just changed everything. Yeah, unfortunately.
Best tackle I've seen that didn't get a red card was at Anfield in '88. Whiteside against McMahon. He absolutely smashed McMahon because McMahon thought he was the big man, didn't he? At that time, and Whiteside absolutely smashed him. I was in the Cop that day.
I remember watching them actually. The first. Do you remember when Wimbledon beat Liverpool in the '88 FA Cup final? When I obviously watched it when it happened, but watching it back, I think I watched it back like a couple of years ago, just the start of it, because someone says, "Look at the first tackle." The first tackle would be a straight red now. The first tackle straight in.
Laurie Sanchez, right? The guy who scored it. Everybody looks at Sanchez and thought he was the worst footballer ever to grace the kind of Premier League or the Division 1.
I quite like Wimbledon. They played to their strengths, which was just winding up other teams and just infuriating people. And it was just different. It was just a different team.
You ask any John Fashion in particular would say Sanchez was a right nasty fucker. He was a really nasty fucker. Yeah.
Referees. Remember who was it? Keith Hackett who told us about a story in Russia, or people knocked on his door with an envelope.
Oh yes.
So we know there've been some corrupt referees through the years, but not Keith, by the way.
No, not Keith.
No. He reported it right away to UEFA and was it FIFA?
Keith is a friend of the show. Rich, what do you think about it? So I think we'll beat Brentford.
I'm looking forward to it. I watched Brentford versus Fulham, and I think in that game, Fulham gave them a goal to start with that bad play out from the back. I thought that Brentford looked like a team, like you said, I was going to check, but they usually score goals but concede goals, don't they? So I think that if you can stop them scoring, they play quite open, or they did recently. I know a lot's changed, but they've lost two of their best goal scorers. They lost a midfield player. They lost their goalkeeper. They lost their manager. Like, I mean, come on, we should be looking at trying to beat this team for a second win in a row. I'm going to this game thinking United should be bold. If it's a game where there's decent amount of chances, I think we should win this. I don't think we concede enough opportunities for Brentford to score enough goals. And I think we should be able to put a few goals past Brentford. They've been a problem for us in the past, but we've got their best player now. He plays for us. I think now we've got their best player. So I'm hoping Mbeumo scores. I think he's, for me, maybe at the moment, my favourite signing of the summer. I'd love to see a bit more of Cunha, but I think Mbeumo's just kind of hit the ground running, looked really good. I think he elevates everything. The sort of work rate is fantastic. And he saw against Chelsea winning the penalty. It's just he anticipates things, doesn't he? He runs on, he assumes Teska's going to win it. He runs into the space and makes the goalkeeper do something crazy. And it's just, I think he's a key player. I would say, what's your view on Lamens starting? I think we've got to see him, is my view. Like we've had two games now where if Lamens plays against Chelsea, he gets the win. Binder had nothing to do. We've got Liverpool in 3 games' time. We've got to give him a couple of games before that match, surely.
Look, Rich, you know me. You know I'm always, and I've advocated even on your show, haven't I? We must buy Premier League. A couple of years ago, we were talking about, and I've always said buy Premier League. And my goalkeeping choice remains stern on that. I think we should go and grab a Premier League goalkeeper from somewhere, whoever that will be, whether it's Sells, be it Martinez. It didn't matter. Go for a Premier League goalkeeper. And then Donnarumma comes up, and I'm thinking, well, even if you had him for 2 years, that would be a base to start. And I think he's already demonstrated for City already in 2 games.
Yeah, he had a good game against us, didn't he? I think even
vital a goalkeeper of that stature and caliber is. Now, we've been spoiled, haven't we, lads? We know this. Let's not piss about. Schmeichel, Van der Sar, De Gea in his prime. We've been spoiled by some of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. I'm hoping that Lamens can do it. But I agree with you, Rich. I think he's got to play Saturday. He has to play Saturday.
Yeah, do you know what I was thinking with Lamens? That I don't know how good he's going to be, and I much would prefer. I said in the summer and recently, I would like to have seen Onana and Binder both replaced. And if we get Lamens in, I'd like to have seen an experienced goalkeeper alongside him, because Agreed. I don't know how good Lamens is going to be. And if the rumours are true, and if we're looking at potentially going for another goalkeeper in the January or next summer, that if we looked at a goalkeeper in January, for instance, I want to see Lamens play as many games as possible, because you want to actually go. What if he's a phenomenal goalkeeper, which he could be, or he could be mediocre? I have no idea. The data is from a completely different league. It's again, it is what it is. You have to look at it and go, it's not the Premier League, but it is levels above the competition he's facing. So I don't know. It's really difficult to call, but that's why I want to. I'd like to. Not look any sort of highlight reels. I also want to see with my own eyes what he can do in the Premier League. I think Brentford's a good game where Brentford are attacking enough to actually, if we play a game where we're completely dominant, we don't learn much. And I don't want us to lose the game, obviously, but I'd like to see Lamens face a few shots, have to claim a couple of crosses, deal with some corners, just to see what he does, just to see how he copes. And then ultimately, I think he should be the first team goalkeeper for at least the foreseeable future. I don't rate Binder. And if Manchester United want to know whether we need a new number 1, we have to see what Lamens can do. I mean, he could surprise us. He might be awful. We have myself, I don't know.
Jarvis was kind of when pressed, and he was pressed one night. Jarvis, who are you picking, Martinez or Lamens? And he went with Lamens. Now, obviously, I was a huge Martinez fan. Vicky would always say to me, and still does, you like him because he's an idiot. And she's right. He's an absolute idiot. But the potential is he could get you 6 to 8 points a season. Now, Donnarumma is going to pop City in 12. Easy. We know that. We haven't got another goalkeeper that can give you 12 points a season. Now, if Lamens can give us anywhere near what Martinez could and save us 8 points a season, then we're going to find ourselves in the heavy realms, Jarvis, of my 66 points, which I've, will stand by. And so this is what we're looking for. Look, Lamens has got...
I'll hold you to that 66 points. We will talk about it. thousand times.
Why do you think he hasn't started then? Why do you think he's not started him against Chelsea or Man City? Because I know Donnarumma's got more experience. He starts straight away. But do you think there's a reason why Amorim didn't start him against Chelsea? I thought the Chelsea game would be quite even. They played a difficult game midweek. I thought we could play with intensity and make it difficult for them.
He said fitness
as well.
Yeah, he said fitness and fitting into the club. But look, I'm kind of with you on that one, Rich. And I did say to Jarvis on this one as well, and I'm sure Mick's got the same opinion. And hopefully we'll be interested to see what Tega's got to say. I hope I've spelled that, pronounced that right, Tega or Tega. You'll have to let us know when you come on, pal. But I'm for one. Look, we're all footballers. I want to play immediately. I don't want to be dicking about on the sideline. I don't want to be pissing about learning about the club. I want to get out there.
You just want to start, don't you?
Yeah,
I've got my any job. You just want to get
to learn about the club, meet my teammates. I want to be out there, and I want to play games of football. So, I don't like the way that Amorim does that. We've said this before. He didn't start on Mbeumo because Mbeumo needed to train. He hasn't started Sesko for 2 weeks. There is a pattern to what he does. And people are jumping on the Sesko pattern. Didn't start for 2 weeks, started ever since. And they're looking at, I think, the Lamans running in with the Sesko pattern that he starts this weekend. I've not got an issue with this. Look, at the end of the day, if he makes a howler, what's the difference? Bindeer's made one, and Arna's made.
It's a learning curve. It's got to start somewhere.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere. So I would play him. What's your score prediction then, Rich?
And with Brentford, I don't know, maybe I'm going to go 3-1. Man United win, score a few goals. I think Brentford, what I've seen recently, they're porous enough. I'd love to see a Sesko goal or a Sesko brace or something, and maybe Mbeumo just for the Brentford fans, just to see him scoring again. That'd be quite nice. But no, thanks, guys, for.
Brilliant. No, Rich, you've been great. You've been absolutely brilliant. Like, please come on again.
And please let us know next time you do a call in, and then we can jump on your channel.
I did some on Sundays. If that Sunday's a good day, I might try and do one this Sunday, possibly. But it depends. We're not playing on Sunday, so it might be better. So I might try and do something like maybe 8ish sort of time. So if you guys are around,
let's know.
I can message you beforehand if it works. So it's difficult making it available for everybody. But no, it'd be good to get you guys on and have a chat.
Thanks, Rich. Much appreciated. Great to see you, mate. You're looking well.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. He's an absolute legend, isn't he, Rich?
Legend, Rich. Red Devils United. Please go subscribe to his channel. Yes. We have Tega coming in next, and we have Mick Ruby in the green room waiting. So we will bring Tega on for 3-4 minutes, and then we will bring Mick on, and I will share the link in the chat, and you guys can jump on if any other of you want to come on the show and have you say. So bring on Tega. Big up Tega. Good to see you.
Is it Tega? Tega? How do we pronounce that?
Tega. I think Jarvis got it right.
Tega. He's quite fortunate we're getting names right, Tega. I'm always unlucky. He's fortunate. Can't believe it.
You're doing just fine. You're doing just fine.
Thank you, my mate. Where are you based, old friend?
I am based in Phoenix, Arizona, so in America.
Thank you. Well, thank you for joining us, and thank you for tuning into the show.
How's the weather? Dry, sunny,
dry heat. So it's in the desert, so it gets really hot here. But it's getting to the end of the summer. The summers here are really, really hot. So starting to cool down just a little bit. So looking forward to the fall and the winter.
That's all. The fall's autumn, isn't it, in America?
Yes,
is that correct?
Yes, correct. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Hey, I've got something right, Jarvis. There you go. I'm going to dine out on that now all night, pal. What do you think about the game Saturday then? What time will it be for you, by the way? What time?
It's going to be at 4:30 a.m. So really early. I think our season hinges on that game tomorrow. Not because there are no other places we can get points at. It's just because we need to build momentum at some point. And when I think about Amorim, it just hasn't happened just yet for him. But I look at the game tomorrow as that point where we can actually start something. We win tomorrow, and then we win against we play Sunderland next, right? After that, right?
Yes. Yeah.
We win those two. If we can win those next 2 games, that's 3 games on the bounce. And I looked at the rest of the games over the next couple of weeks for for all the other teams around us. There are points to be dropped. So what could happen is if we win those next 2 games, that game against Liverpool would be a cracking game. We could, as crazy as it sounds, we could actually be in a not a title challenge, but that game could put us close to Liverpool.
It could, yeah.
Yeah, it could. Yeah.
In theory. And so we need to build momentum somewhere. And I think tomorrow's game is huge. In terms of the game itself, what I want to see is I just want us to get the win. Um, you know, normally I would want to see good football, and I think that's important. But I think we need to get the results somehow tomorrow. And so my prediction.
How do you see
Go
the
ahead.
gameplay itself through? We as we spoke about, the record away against Brentford is not good. We haven't won a game in at least the last 3 tries.
Yeah, I think the Brentford team is not the same team from prior seasons. I think the team was really weakened during the transfer window. So in my opinion, I think which we have a little bit too much for them. I can see Cunha opening up, scoring his first goal for United. I can see
Yes.
Chesko scoring as well. And I think what's gonna happen is that we're gonna start really fast as we always do. And I think this time we're gonna score a couple of goals. I think our press to start with was gonna be really vital early on. And yeah, I think we're gonna score early tomorrow. What I don't want to happen is for us to be looking for a goal late in the game because we've won 2 games, but both games has come down to the wire. I don't. The last thing I want is for us to be winning late against Brentford. We need to wrap that game up early. It needs to be a 3-1, 3-0, or 2-0 win. So what I want to see is the team playing aggressive, playing with energy. In terms of the style of play, I'm not going to be watching out too much for that. I really just want to see the want and the desire tomorrow. I think we just need a couple of victories and then we can build from there. I think Amorim needs that too. I know he's a stubborn manager, which is sometimes you need that.
Yeah.
But I think for the players, they need to see us win, right? We have a lot of new players, and you don't want to start off in a somewhat of a losing type of atmosphere. So we need a victory. So for me tomorrow, I just want to see a win, essentially.
Yeah.
Basically.
Absolutely. Well put, Tega, because me and you are on the same page. I like aggression in a match. I like desire, will, want. I talk about it all the time. Don't know how long you've been watching Tactical Devils, but that's the big thing for me. And I want to see us go to Brentford and take it because Brentford are going to be aggressive against us. They've adopted the, as Jarvis always reminds me about the long throw to Rory Dallot. So it's got a couple of goals off long throws recently. So we need to be very, very careful about that. A while ago, years and years ago, in the mid-2000s, teams became more and more apparent about conceding free kicks around 20, 25 yards out while Beckham was on the pitch, or Giggs was on the pitch, or Irwin was on the pitch in the late 90s. They became adaptable to that, and they use that as part of their tactics to push free kicks out to 30 to 35 yards, so they became less dangerous. We are going to have to look at that with throw-ins now. When we go there Saturday, which is ridiculous, I know. And I mean, it really is ridiculous. But when you've got somebody who could pop a throw in from 30 yards and pop it into the penalty area, which this guy can, I can't remember Jarvis, and I don't know if you know who it is that throws, then we've got problems. So we need to look.
Ayer is the guy. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
We need to look at that aspect of the game as well, which is just, I know it's crazy, but it's almost like taking a free kick or a corner.
Yeah. I think especially this season, I think a lot of the managers are really emphasizing on that. And Brentford are probably one of the better teams at doing that. Now, we talked about the goalkeeper early. Now, that's I'm on the other side. I like Bindier in certain areas. The one area I don't like him in is when it comes to claiming crosses, and sometimes I feel like he has a difficult time tracking the ball, which is
Mm.
which is one of the worst things you can have as one of the worst traits you can have as a goalkeeper. So I'm hoping Lamens starts tomorrow, but I doubt that's gonna happen because I think that's an area where I would think he'll be better at by India because the floor is very low when it comes to his ability to track crosses and his strength in the box. So yeah,
Mm.
that's what I think. That's what I was gonna add there.
Yeah.
Just before we wrap up, Tega, what's come on, give us your prediction. What's the score? What's the score going to be?
I'll say 3-1.
Oh, nice.
And um and Sesko has a double and a
Nice.
goal from Cunha. And that would be my
Nice.
dream because I want them to get off the score sheet. I think, especially Cunha, I think he needs that first goal.
Mm. Mm.
Brilliant, Tega.
Let's hope so.
That's a brilliant score. Thank you, mate. Have you enjoyed it?
Thank you for having me. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you for coming on,
Great.
Tega. Brilliant. Coming in
Take
all
care,
the
buddy.
way from Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona.
Yes.
Thank you. Take care, buddy.
Thank
Ta-da.
you. Take care.
Ta-da,
Bye-bye.
ta-da, ta-da.
Okay, thank you.
Great.
And we have Mick Ruby. Mick, are you ready?
He's sleeping, isn't he, Mick? He's having a kick.
Yeah. Let's bring on Mick Ruby. It's been a while.
How good was Tega?
Hey, big up.
Mick, how are we?
Where are you calling from, my friend? Bali or
I'm calling from Oslo. Oslo, can I have your votes, please, for Eurovision Song Contest?
Where are you?
It's been a right now, I missed the flight to Bali, mate. So I'm in my bed in Phuket.
Oh, lovely. Well,
tuning in.
Yeah, good to see
It's been
you.
a minute. I know.
Yeah.
I haven't been live for a long time. I know.
No.
I thought I'm. Oh wow, guys! It's 4:22. You know me.
Oh, crikey! Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, you haven't been alive for a while, have you? You what do you do? Just taking a break from it?
Life in general, work and everything, and the time difference, and traveling, and and there's not much content to report on once he plays once a week and stuff like that, and so I rather do quality uploads, videos, than rather do talking every single headline about gash and gossip, right? So, and that's the reality, isn't it? Right. So I think I start with the agree what Stu was saying as well, that this is Manchester United. We've been amplified. Right? I know we had bad start of the season, but when you actually look at, we played three of the top four sides, tough start. We got injured to Cunha and Mason Mount. And actually, we should have won the Arsenal game. Like, we totally played them off the park. We played aggressively. So if you look at the XG and the stats and everything, we haven't been clinical, but we're creating more chances, in my opinion. I think that, yes, Brentford had a lot of changes, new manager, everything else, but they're not the same team as what they were under Thomas Frank, in my opinion. If I look at Chelsea game, I don't understand the criticism because people have been complaining of Amorim's in-game management. This was kind of a opportunity to see how are you going to react. Can you see this game through? And I saw a brilliant team performance, cohesion to see the game through, which made me a little bit more confident going into this next game with full fit players, And Sesko hasn't been, given the opportunity to score his first goal, but I think we are starting now to click into gear. I think the win against Chelsea is just not a win. It's a sort of transformative moment for the team. As much as I hate Chelsea, but nobody actually talked about Maresca's in-game management, his crazy substitutions, right? But instead, everything focus was on Man United. Man United's totally amplified. Another thing that nobody talks about is the goalkeeper. We're talking about why is not Semi Lemons playing? Well, you don't have to be Premier League proven to be a goalkeeper, right? What's the job description of a goalkeeper? Is to keep a clean sheet and keep the ball going in. But the thing is that you need to have cohesion between the back four and the goalkeeper, the synergy. So that's probably why it's taken some time in terms of training, getting to know. And Bayander in all glory, why would you just take him out? He has been a little bit uncertain in commanding his box. That's nervousness, of course. He just started after the number one after Onana, which thank God is gone. But however, I noticed one thing about Bayander, there's nobody's really talking about, and that his distribution is sublime. His long kicks. That has actually led to a couple of assists, right? So in 3 games, I think he kicked it out long. I mean, if I go back on Chelsea, he kicked it out flick from Sesko down to Mbemo. Mbemo calls the actually penalty, right? So Man United, the first 10 minutes against Chelsea was like the best football I've seen under Amorim. There was a relentless, right? We actually made the foul, right? But we actually saw it out. And Arsenal, we should have never lost the game. And City, yeah, we were a little bit toothless in that game, but we also had the injuries of key players such as Mbeumo. No, not Mbeumo, but Cunha and also Mason Mount. So I think now it's ethical, because if you look at the Premier League table, what Jarvis was saying, yeah, we don't judge it's the 6 games in right now, but it's a weird old table, right? I don't look at the table. I look at it, if we win this game, what you were saying, what everyone was saying, then all of a sudden we are in top 4. We are 1 point behind Arsenal. If Arsenal lose, we got equal points to Arsenal. And then we can sort of build that momentum. So the tide has to turn, right?
Yeah.
It has to turn. And I think it's a perfect opportunity to play away against Brentford. There's no pressure from the home fans. And we tend to play better away than we actually play at home. So I remain a little bit cautious, optimistic. And Sutherland has also been playing great football, in my opinion, as well. But again, we're playing 1 game a week. So every game is a cup final. That's the mentality they have to take onto the pitch. So I think that this could be something positive right now, because we have Liverpool in October. That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
But would I start semi-lemons on this game? Then what I would say, why would you change a winning formula in goal, right? Yes, you got to throw him in, see what it is. If you look at his stats in the Belgium league, the number 1 shot stopper in Europe, XYZ. So it's not that he needs to be Premier League proven. He just needs to understand his teammates, his back 4. So probably I wouldn't be disappointed if he doesn't start away. More to give him the debut at Old Trafford against an easier team like Sunderland, like a promoted team. I don't know. But I go in with a little bit more cautious and optimism. I think that, we will click in this Saturday. I think we're going to score goals because it's been there. Like if you look at the XGs and chance creations and the shots, everything is else. So for me, I think it's going to be not Ruby Classic 3-1.
Yeah, Ruby Classic. We haven't had a Ruby Classic for ages. Bloody hell.
I go bold. I go clean sheet 3-0.
No, well, that's great. Look, I'm going big. I'm going big. Yeah,
4-0.
Sure. I'm going 4-0. Yeah, absolutely. That's where I think. I mean, look, this is quite cautious, but I'm going to tell you, Jarvis, pal, it's 4-1 so far. Yeah, 3 of the guys calling in, and me.
Can I just say something when it comes to this Brentford team, because people underestimate them. They think they have been standing still since they sold Visa, and they sold their goalkeeper, they sold the midfielder in Nørgaard, and they sold Mbeumo. So that's 4 reasonably, I would say, Premier League proven players that have been playing for them for many seasons and doing well. But they have been doing some shopping. They bought Kelleher, the Liverpool reserve goalkeeper. We've seen him a lot of times for Liverpool. He's not only decent, he's a good goalkeeper. They bought a new striker, a Brazilian guy called what's his name, Igor Thiago. He's a big guy, 6'2". He's a bully. He's strong as a bull. And, he bullies the defense. He don't score many goals, but, he's a handful. And I'm a little bit worried. Even up against Maguire, if he uses his physicality, it could be a tough match. They also have they bought Carvalho, the Liverpool player, as a winger. He scored the first game. I'm not sure if he's back again because he got injured in the first game, but he scored in their first win against Bournemouth. So they bought a lot of good players. They also have good players in their team. As Jarmoluk, someone mentioned, Damsgaard, the Danish guy. They have Kevin Schade. He scored a lot of goals last season. And their back four, I would say back five, they still have Collins, Pinnock, Vandenberg, Ayer. A lot of experience in that back four, back five. So it's not going to be easy. And this is the Premier League. We all know this. When we go up against Fulham or we go up against, we struggle to beat Grimsby. So every game lives its own life. And I don't trust these guys because when we win, we usually have a drop off in the next game. I think it's a mentality game because we as Man United fans, we always hype our team when we win, and when we lose, we go knives out and manager out and players out and sell him and F that and F him on, and this is how we act as a club. So I'm just trying to be cautious, keep my feet both firmly grounded and being cautious about this game. And as you said, our record, you haven't won in the last 3 times away, so it's not going to be easy. And I don't want any Man United fan thinking it's going to be an easy game. And this is my warning to you guys.
Yeah,
so
that's why I said.
I actually think it will be quite a straightforward game for us on Saturday. I think we'll go in there and we'll steamroll them 4-0. I agree with everything you say, old friend. You've got to turn the table.
Me too.
The tide has got to turn, as Mick said. At some point, it has to turn.
I would say I would agree with what you're saying. Both of you are saying, but I've been looking at from a perspective that it's there, but we haven't just converted the chances, and we made some stupid mistakes in the back. Luke Shaw. I'm not going to talk about that. Let's forget about it. You know what I mean? But the midfield right now, where Casemiro is suspended, then I see that it's a chance for Kobe Mainoo to come in and shine now. Show it, cement your place and kill those rumors. So I think we lack that ball carrier, the progressor, right? So we've been playing with a double pivot, either with Casemiro or with Bruno. That doesn't really work, in my opinion, right? So we're wasting Bruno's opportunities to be the goal scorer. We saw against Chelsea when he advanced further and score the goal, right? So I think that Bruno needs to play a little bit advanced, but I don't know. It's so weird to balance that midfield. How do you line up? Do you start Ugarte and then you have to drop Mainoo because Bruno needs to play in the midfield, right? So that is the problem. We don't really have a proper number. How do I say number 6? What I say, Ugarte was supposed to be that. Casemiro don't really have legs, and I really like Casemiro this season, the way he's more fitter and he's such a threat in front of in set pieces and corners, and he's a viable player and a senior player. But however, I am stuck in a rock and a hard place what we're going to do here against Brentford in the midfield. But in terms of attacking front line, I think in that case then we need somebody that can progress the ball forward, that is good in tight space, that can service the right wing, the left wing, and after through balls to Sesko, right? Because Sesko has been looking okay, but he doesn't really get service. So I believe that against Brentford, if we get it right, I think that Sesko will score a brace. Inshallah, I hope so. And of course, we got Omboema to score a goal against his old team. So
some scores, a volley, a left foot volley.
But then there's the PTSD inside of me, like Jarvis' side, which I said, do I trust these players, right, to do it? It's always against the lesser teams that we sort of take the foot off the gas. But this is it. You have no excuses.
Well,
you play once a week, and you do 3-4 training sessions. So,
Mick, how do you think the game will play itself out? Because Brentford, they will play with the back five. They play the 5-3-2 formation. They like to sit back. They like to counterattack. They could easily, with the midfield 3 and the back 5, just take out our 3. Because I say basically what we did against Chelsea was we played with 3 number 10s. We had 3 number 10s interchanging position, and we had De Ligt and Masraoui playing the extra DM because they were inverting. And I think it actually worked well. But, you know,
it did.
Brentford are not going to give us any space. They will be tight with the back 5 and a 3 in front of them, and they will try to counterattack on the 2 up top all the time. That will be their game plan. We know this. They have Jordan Henderson that will play centrally in midfield and directing and shouting at all the Brentford players and keeping it tight. Jordan Henderson came back to them. So, you know, it will be a difficult game.
It will be. So that's why I think that you need to have. You don't start Harry Maguire in the back. No, you don't do that. You keep him on the bench. You need Lenny Euro in there with pace. You need. I don't know if I trust Luke Shaw. You know what I mean? De Ligt has been the general. He's been the player of the season so far. So I really trust him. But you need pace just in case if the ball comes over the top. But it's interesting that you mentioned something that you took Chelsea as a reference when Maresca did the substitutions. You went park the bus, right? You did. So that when me like, oh shit, how are we going to do that? We always struggle when people play 5 in the back and park the bus, but we actually pinpocketed. We figured out how to unlock it. But you said, you know, playing 3 number 10s. But I'm not worried, right? The creativity is there this season. I mean, we're talking about Cunha coming in there as well. So
yeah, I think Ahmad is out of this team. Cunha is going to start definitely because I think Ahmad has had a poor season so far. He had a good game against Chelsea, but I think he lacks a little bit of end product. We see him coming into the right spaces, but he dilly-dallies with the ball a little bit too much, takes too long before he crosses it, and is not precise. So again, I think he needs to step it up, and I don't think he will start this game. I believe Cunha is going to start in front of him, and you know I think Cunha is a better player.
But again,
it's about being press resistive, holding on to the ball, and I think even Cunha can contribute a little bit more defensively. So Bruno is more free to roam in the roaming 8, and Cunha can drop down a little bit and help out in the midfield if needed, because Brentford will play with the midfield 3 and try to overload Casemiro and Bruno.
The only time we didn't press was against the City, right? And the whole preseason we were pressing monsters. And I think that, again, I reiterate, I think that things are starting to click into gear, right? We have her new signings. Sesko came from the RB Leipzig system, which is gegenpress as well. So I think that we haven't had the opportunity to find the synergy to play Sesko and Buemo and Cunha together that much frequently. They need to sort of, you know, find each other, the patterns of play and how in the runs. So far, I agree what everyone was saying. Buemo has been sublime. What a signing, right? So, and of course, we had the injury of Cunha.
You hear the news, Mick, about who was it? It was Masraoui. He was absent from United training because of fitness concerns, so he might not start. And I think Masraoui was the best player against Chelsea, and how he took the role, inverted into midfield, and how he played with Mbeumo, and they both had a brilliant game. So I think we lose out a little bit on the right hand side if Masraoui is not playing, and we know who's back, and that's Dallot, and we know with the Dallot-ness, it could be.
There's no reports of Masraoui being injured. We'll know tomorrow in the presser, won't we?
We know. Well, the reports are that he was absent from training today because of fitness issues.
He could just be resting him. He could be doing gym work. You know, there's a few reasons for that. We'll know tomorrow. I don't know what time the presser is. I would imagine it's about 1:30, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we'll know tomorrow on that one. Look, I think Brentford will be a difficult game, but you know, at the end of the day, if they're playing 3 in the middle, you've got to attract them onto you. We don't do that enough. We don't attract teams onto us. when you attract teams onto you, then they disperse. That's when you attack them. As soon as they disperse and they're tight 3 disperses, that's when you attack them and that's when you hit them. And that's why Mbumo and Cunha were bought, so they could attack from deep. And Mbumo is brilliant at attacking from inside our half, running the ball 30 yards and doing something with it. Cunha is exactly the same. We haven't really seen that from him yet because we're only 6 games in, and he's had his injury, so he will do that. But the key element is keep Sesko away from that area and keep him up top, because as soon as you receive ball turnover, you have to have a focal point, and that's what we've not been doing. Højlund didn't give us that focal point. I agree with you. I think Jordan Henderson will play as their lone 6, but you can get at Henderson still. You know, he's a very good footballer, very good passer of the ball. Dictate the play very, very nicely, but you can get at him. Once you can get at him and dispossess him, I'm not saying swarm around him because that won't work. He's too clever as a footballer. As soon as you come anywhere near, he's going to pop it off and he's going to leave you exposed. So we don't want to be pressing him tight, but we want to make sure that when we're out of possession, we cut in and cover the areas that the 2 midfielders are moving into. And as soon as we get it, and that's why you leave Casemiro soulless to an extent, and you've got the likes of Masraoui and you've got the likes of Dorgu to come in and invert and help him when he needs it. That's what they've not been doing enough. Our 2 wing backs have been playing out wide too much when we're defending. When we're attacking, they're inverting. I always think we get that the wrong way round. You got to invert when we're defending and play a little bit out wide when we're attacking. So I don't necessarily mind too much. Henderson is not anywhere quicker than Casemiro, so they haven't got a quicker 6 than we have. They just don't.
Yeah, but Casemiro's suspended.
No, I know. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I forgot. But it'll be hard. But even so, though, Mick, in terms of pace, Henderson's no quicker than Agate, and vice versa.
Yeah, true.
Henderson's a better exponent of the 6. He's a better passer of the ball.
Yeah.
He's more composed, and he does keep them going quite nicely. I agree with the consensus. Maguire has to play. I think it's got to be Maguire. I think it's got to be Dallot. I would go with Yoro over Shaw, but that's just me.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
That's what I would do. And then, if Masraoui is even 70% fit, I'd play him for 60 minutes. I really would. I wouldn't take him out of the equation. Same with Dorgu. I would keep Dorgu playing. And then, the only one for me is what they do with Mason Mount. Because we know that.
That's a good question. Yeah. Was it Mason Mount? Where do you put him? On the bench?
Yeah, I'd bench him. Yeah.
Have you ever thought about?
Yeah.
I am super impressed with Masraoui. What a signing! What a bargain!
Amazing for us.
This guy can.
Amazing. He really.
Have you ever thought about playing him as a number 6?
I don't.
He plays as a number 6. That's the thing. He plays as a number 6. He plays as a number 10. He plays as a number 8.
He's everywhere.
Every role on the pitch. He's the potato. He can do everything.
Yeah, I wouldn't personally put him as a 6, but it's worth knowing that we talk about players that have evolved. Roy Keane came to United as an 8, as a box-to-box 8, ended his career as a 6. Scholes was a striker, ended his career as a midfielder. Giggsy was a left winger, ended his career as a midfielder. It happens, and there are players that can adapt quite comfortably to a position that we don't think he could play. So,
Stu, can I ask you a question? Because after last game, I saw something that I haven't seen before. Actually, Dallot, how good he is on the ball. And he played most of the game as I would say, more of a DM than a centre back.
Yeah.
He was so high on the pitch, super aggressive. And he was actually good on the ball. But he wasn't like glamorous on the ball. He didn't do flick-overs and turnovers and all of that. He just played effective football. Do you think that in need, maybe Dallot could play as the number 6?
No.
I'll tell you who.
The only one that you might, if you're taking it at the back, is Leacher. He's the only one I would trust there. But to be honest, Maino's our 6. We've got a 6 already. We have a 6. He just isn't playing there. People don't like Maino there. He's a 10. He's a 10. He's a 10. He's an 8. He's an 8. He's an 8. Well, if you're a 10 and you're an 8, fuck me, you can play as a 6. You really can. Yes, you can't tackle. Yes, you can't head, but you can play as a 6 because you get the ball in and you maneuver the ball. You manipulate the ball. That's what a 6 does. You don't see Rodri doing too many headers or flying into too many tackles. He does tackle, but he doesn't fly into them. He's very methodical on how he does it. We have these players that can play in different positions, but we don't do it. And as fans, we're all here as fans, by the way. We won't allow it. We won't allow our thoughts to move in and suggest that Leach can play a 6. Well, I think he'd be a better wing back, Mick, to be honest. But nobody agrees.
Yeah,
it's perfectly fine.
I did a tweet in summer. I was the first one to report that I got some information that he's doing special training, so he's going to play an important role as deputizing in the number 6 role as well. So, and now multiple sources are now coming out 1 month later saying the same thing. So I think that Leach as a number 6 is a perfect, like, you know, he's tidy on the ball, not the fastest, but he's aggressive, and he's got a killer pass as well. So yeah, I think that could be something to keep an eye for. But I'm wondering what's going on with Ugarte at the moment. I mean, why is he not being trusted by Amorim? He used to play for Amorim in Sporting. Is it just a second season syndrome, or what do you guys reckon?
I don't know. He's never really impressed me, to be honest, Ugarte, since we've had him. I've never seen him. You know, he's played some great games, but I know I've never seen him play anything what I would consider to be Manchester United quality. So
you think he's going to be shipped off next summer?
I would if it was me. I'd move him out. Yeah.
Okay. It depends what you want to do and what kind of football you want to play. If you want to play super aggressive football, I think Ugarte is the guy. But I think Amorim has understood that you can't be super aggressive because you will be exposed. You will leave a gap, and you can't. You know, Ten Hag tried this, the 3-1-6. I don't think the Premier League is the right league for Ugarte. I think everything goes too quick, and as long as he can come up into his guy, he will win the ball. But I think everything goes too fast for him. So that's why I don't think Premier League is the right fit. So that's just my concerns when it comes to Ugarte, and also the physicality is not big enough, strong enough to play that type of role. If you look at other teams who have the same type of players, they're usually bigger, they're stronger, and they have the physicality. And Ugarte, you know, we have the quickness, but not the heading ability. Don't win as many duels, but he wins the ball.
I fear that they think that he's not good enough, you know, and I think that if they are looking in January window, they're looking at potentially bringing in Belieber or a Wharton type of player, which is a sort of the number 6 that they want. So that means that he will be in danger. They're not going to get rid of Kobe Maino whatsoever. I don't think so.
No, I wouldn't think so. No.
So the sacrificial line, in my opinion, of course, Casemiro will leave in the summer. So we might get 2 midfielders. Yeah. We signed a new wonder kid as well, the Paraguayan. It's coming next year, though. But however, that's one for the future.
Apparently, we signed him. I didn't even know who is he?
Cristiano Rocho, 17-year-old Colombian defensive midfielder.
Right.
Yeah.
Captain of
but then we have Sekou Kone.
17 team. So yeah, he's good.
Yeah. Okay. But then we have players such as Sekou Kone also, you know, getting embedded as well. So look, I like Ugarte, the dogginess of it, but I just think that he draws too many fouls all of a sudden, like, you know, especially when you're in the attack. You know, there's no need to foul players high up in the pitch, especially when you're actually pressing towards the goal, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, so in my opinion, I think at the end of the day, the whole season's been a little bit overreactive for certain social media accounts, fan channels, and not really been enjoying it. But realistically speaking, when I actually looked at the overall in-game management and stats and the You know, it's just missing is that we haven't scored pretty much, and we've been a little bit unlucky. And if I look at Liverpool, they've been more fucking lucky, in my opinion, as well. Like, they haven't been that great, and nobody dares to criticize for the signings. And Wirtz, like, he hasn't really clicked into gear either. So they've been lucky. They stole, like, Fergie time, the extra time goal. Like, they ended up being playing shit. So I think it's there. It's going to be very interesting. But my final say, this is actually a massive win if we win this weekend in terms of turning the tide. Yeah, because remember how Erik ten Hag went on the winning streak. Like, it's all about confidence. And I think that Chelsea at the end of the day was such a dogged fight. Even if we were down 10 men, we controlled the game. I think even in the second half, it was boring to watch, but defensively we're really good. So I'm not worried. I think it will be a good win, and the goal scorers will be definitely Sesko. I would love to see him score goal. Umbuemo, Cunha, and a Bruno goal. 4-0.
I think we'll score a hat load. I think we might win 4-0. In fact, I'm going for 4-0. That was my score.
I'm glad we have some optimists. When it comes to Liverpool, Mick, I just want to say you're Swedish. What was it? Ingmar Stenmark, the old alpine skier, used to say. Wasn't it something like, "The more I train, the luckier I get," or something like that?
Yeah. I actually met him in the ski slope.
Yeah. He was a legend. I think he won more than 50 World Cups or something like that. He was.
Yeah. They even changed the rules for him because he was winning too much.
Yeah. The more I trade, the more luck I get. So yeah, I think it tells you a lot about the top athletes, and it's not convincing. It's not a coincidence that Liverpool wins in the dying minutes in every game. We've seen it ourselves. We used to do it ourselves under Fergie. So that's just the way it is. I'm not bigging up Liverpool, by the way. They hate them.
I'm not rating Man City at all. Like, I'm not rating Arsenal. They've been boring to watch as well. Side to side, side to side, roll to roll. Like, not impressive. I know it's early days as of yet, but it's wide open if you look at. I know we're not going to talk about the table and the points, but it's early days. Like, we're not to Christmas as of yet. So who's to say that we can't get on a winning run and go to Anfield and get a draw and continue, right? So these 2 games, if we win 2 in a row now, you guys have played football, you know how it is with confidence and team morale, and
it's super important. Yeah.
Well, Frank, the old Frank from the United Strand, if we beat Sunderland, he'll be getting absolutely giddy, won't he? He'll be like, wow, what's going to happen with this mob? And then we got Liverpool. So look, actually, Mick, I agree with you. The devilish tacticos, Donnarumma has been the turning point for City, not particularly against us, although we made 2 or 3 really good saves, and Boomer in particular at 2-1. If that goes in, it could be a different game. But they've been beaten by Brighton. I think ultimately Liverpool, I agree. I think you can get at Liverpool. They're not great at the back. Wirtz hasn't set the Premier League alight, has they? Nobody's talking about that, by the way. 130 million. If he'd been playing for United, they'd have been all over that. That particular signing, Ekitike, the moron, gets sent off for 2 yellow cards. Slot comes out and publicly criticises him, but it's nothing like the Casemiro, nothing like the Casemiro outcry. When he got sent off and all of this. So for me, Liverpool have been masked by their wins, their last minute win against Arsenal.
Big up Monty.
Wins all the time. So we can go there and get something. We've done it before. We can do it again. But you've got to believe. Yeah. You have to believe. We have a week in between games at this point in time. We have a week in between games. There's no excuse not to win a game of football. Mediocre teams like Forest proved they had nothing last season. They had weeks between games and they finished just outside the top 6, didn't they? We should be doing better. If we can go and snare Anderson from Forest in January, We're not going to get Belaber in January, in my opinion. I think that's a summer signing, but I think we will do the business in January. We can go and get somebody like Anderson. We're not going to get Berger now. Sander Berge, me and Jarvis would have like that. It's not going to happen.
He's too old, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's too old now. But, you know, ultimately, ultimately, you know, we've got to go. We've got to, you know, somebody's got to break a duck somewhere along the line. Someone's got to break a duck. Either, you know, Amorim takes us to 2 games in a row, takes us to 3 games in a row. We get over into positive goal difference. Football has to turn. Football does turn. And it could turn, you know. So,
but I also agree with Jarvis there, because what happened, you know, with City, we had the international break. So whenever we come back from international break, we tend to slip up. And unfortunately, it happens to be Liverpool after the international break again. So, you know, sometimes momentum that you're playing week in, week out, and you have this international boring break, you come back, it's the start. Yeah, it's like starting the season all over again. So, yeah, it depends on, but we tend to sort of turn up towards the biggest team and slip up to the mid tables, right, or the bottom half. So
we do.
Again, it comes down to the player mentality now. That I think it's a different mentality now. Of course, new signings, new blood, new voices. We can only, as fans, hope for winning, but I agree. We got to be a little bit pessimistic as well and take a little bit step back. So like,
I'm optimistic.
They have not earned my trust as of yet, 100%.
No, I know. I'm optimism all in this season, Mick. That's
okay, let's go.
I'm just optimism all in. You know, and we're going to have a good win on Saturday.
Up to stew.
We're going to have a good win on Saturday.
Okay, guys, I want to shift to another segment, and that's the lineup, our predicted lineup, and I want to go through it and what do you guys think? But first of all, I want to bring up I Am Titanium's selection for the team. So let's have a look. He sent me this, and you know, he starts with Bayindir in goal, Luke Shaw on the left, De Ligt centrally, and Euro on the right. Dallot right wing back, Dorgu on the left wing back. We have Bruno and Mainu centrally, and Mbeumo, Cunha, and Sesko on top. And I think this is a decent shout from I Am Titanium. I don't know, guys. Is there anything you would have done differently when it comes to this team?
You're going to put Maguire in because of long throws. Maguire, I think, 100% plays.
Okay.
I always said Lenny Euro is better to the left for some reason. Yeah, I give Luke Shaw a little bit of a rest. Why shift? No. Where should Maguire play?
Well, according to the last game, De Ligt played on the right, and he did brilliantly.
Yeah, so put De Ligt to the right, Euro to the left, and then Maguire in the middle.
Okay, so you don't want to play Luke Shaw?
No, he needs a rest.
Okay.
For me, Shaw doesn't play.
Shaw doesn't play. No. The rest is okay. This goes back with the midfield headache. But will Maino play more deeper in that case? Will Maino play as the number 6?
Well, this is I Am Titanium's selection, but we can do this together. So I don't know if you can read this, but this is how I predict the team to be. I put Lammens in goal, Maguire centrally, De Ligt on the right, Luke Shaw on the left. Masraoui, if he's fit, he will start unless he's injured, and then Dallot will start on the right, or maybe even Ahmad. It depends. We have Dorgu on the left. I believe Ugarte will play, and Bruno in the roaming 8, and Cunha and Mbeumo and Sesko on top. So this is how I see the team, the starting 11. I don't know, guys.
It looks like a diamond almost.
Yeah, but that's. I think that's the new way. I think this is the change Amorim has done. We played the diamond against Chelsea, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's close to the starting 11. You know, I think Masraoui will probably play. I think he'll be fit enough to play, and he would be my choice anyway. So for me, yeah.
I don't know.
Don't
live in Amorim said, I don't know.
Yeah, look, I don't like Agati in there, but I believe he plays. I 100% think Maguire comes in purely for the aerial threat, and so we should.
You know what? I'm up.
But for me, I agree with you, Jarvis. I think Shaw plays, but I wouldn't. I'd put Euro in and I'd rest Shaw. I agree with Mick.
Yeah, Euro. Yeah, it has to play. I'm always giving up to do a selection because never do I get it right under Amorim either.
Right. No, we never get it right.
It's always starting. It's a pattern that I criticize ever since. Guys, you know me from last season as well. Why are you resting players? Why are you not starting the best players? Why are you playing players out of position? Start your best team. There's no excuse. Like, you're not playing in Europa League. You're out of Carabao Cup. Just go for it. That's the thing. And against Chelsea, we saw this relentless first 10 minutes, and this is how I want us to start the game, right?
Yeah.
Defensively, we are hunting like a team again. We are pressing like mad as well. We are actually hunting after the ball and chasing them down, which is something that I'm really impressed about. So if this is the new system, what you have, this diamond formation, that is absolutely working.
But we are losing. This is how Stu wants it. We want a DM who can just move like this, and as Stu has spoken about a lot of times, and we will have Bruno centrally just roaming around in the roaming 8 all over
the creator.
Yeah. And in this we will also have Masraoui inverting into the centrally when needed, or the Ligt when attacking. If Masraoui is going in the 10 and then Mbeumo is going out on the right, we could see this a lot of times.
Yeah, it's very interesting what you mentioned there with the Ligt, because I didn't notice that he tucked in there and played in the number 6 role.
He definitely did. I don't know if you guys saw, but I can just show you this. This is the heat map on the left. This is the heat map of the Ligt against Chelsea. If you see his main position, it's basically quite high, and it's almost like an inverted left midfielder DM. That's why I asked the question. So the Ligt will most likely play in this role if it starts on the right. That's just my suspicions. Well, it could go differently, but because I just think we need to be patient against this team. We don't want to play too expansive. We don't want to be too open, because we know they will sit back. There won't be any space. So we will go and meet the low block and just bang our head against that low block for maybe 90 minutes. And they will hit us on the counter when they have the chance. So we can't be too open. So I don't know. In the ideal world, maybe we should have just dropped Bruno and played Mainu, and then we would have a double pivot that actually works, because I think Mainu and Ugarte showed some good signs, especially in preseason. I don't know, you guys, if you have any comments on this.
Double pivot never works. It's never worked at all. I hate a double pivot. It's never worked for us. We've never been any good with a double pivot at all. I just don't want to ever see us in the double pivot again.
Okay.
I can't. It sends chills across me, a double pivot, because you put Mainu and Agati in there, or Mainu and Bruno in there, or whoever, and then you're dragging but a double pivot automatically drags Sesko out of the position that you need him. A double pivot just kills us. We don't have the athleticism that Brighton had with Caicedo and McAllister. We don't have that athleticism. We don't have the athleticism that Liverpool had last year with McAllister and Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai is the full guy at the minute, and yet he's playing brilliantly at right back for Liverpool.
Yeah,
we don't have the athleticism of Declan Rice and Thomas Partey. I know there was issues, but those two together, the teams, the double pivots I'm talking about, De Bruyne and Rodri. We just don't have any of that. We don't have two players that can match up to any of those teams. Lukic and Berger, Jarvis, Lukic and Berger. Who'd have thought it, But we don't have that. So we cannot do a double pivot. We've proven we can't play a double pivot. And that when we do the single pivot or the single six, which is where a single six should operate, and a floating 8, a box-to-box 8, and then you get the correct cover of the inverted wing backs. You get the correct cover. You've got a much better unit. We haven't had the correct cover before, as you well know, my old mate. And I don't like to lick pushing up. By the way, I don't like it.
One question, because in preseason, maybe we played against Bournemouth. We played against who was it?
We won the Premier Cup, didn't we? Played against West Ham.
Yeah, we played Everton. Was it Everton we played against?
Everton,
yeah. Well, I feel the problem with the double pivot, as we have seen it, it's because we have Bruno, and it's about the distance between the number 6 and the number 8.
Yeah,
because we end up being too stretched. So the only game I think we played really well was the game when we had Ugarte and Mainu, because they played as a unit together, up and down. But West Ham scored a goal, you remember, because they pressed too high, and the defense didn't have the courage to push up. So there was a big gap. So I think it all is connected, and I think a double pivot can work, but the rest of the team need to understand the role.
The reason you have a 6 and an 8 like that is because you put the 8 on an elastic band and you control his movement. You control the distance between you and him all the time. That's what a good 6 does. He's constantly talking. And that's why you have him on this invisible elastic band. You talk about Casado McAllister on the double pivot when they work in a zigzag. It's exactly the same thing, but they are athletic. Again, you put Maino and Ugarte in there, then who do you take out? You've got to sacrifice either Cunha and Buma or Sesko, because you're not sacrificing. It won't happen. I know, I agree, but it won't happen. So you're sacrificing one of the 3 to accommodate this double pivot. So I would rather have a single 6 in there, somebody who can take control of that particular area, somebody who knows what he wants from his 8 and can control the 8 as well, can control his movement and control the team.
I agree in everything you say, Stu, but I don't trust Ugarte as the single pivot.
Oh, I don't. No, I don't.
No. I mean,
he relies on
and that's.
I don't.
That's why I said.
And that's why I said he can't pass the ball more than 5 yards, and that's his problem. You can't play as a single pivot if you can't pass medium to long passes. That's the biggest problem. You need to break the lines if the opposition pushes you high. If you don't have any space, hit it long, play it over to the runners.
So Danny's got a great point here, Danny B, because he's talking about Wharton and Hughes. Now, when you talk about Wharton and Hughes, you're talking about Will Hughes. Remember this, gentlemen. Will Hughes, of Watford vintage. He's ripping it up in the Premier League. And Danny's right. And my point, Danny, was we don't have those types of players. We can't trust an Ugarte and a Mainu, an Ugarte and a Casemiro, an Ugarte and a Bruno, a Casemiro and a Bruno. We can't trust them to operate like that. Will Hughes and Wharton, they are quite similar and they do play together really tightly. But Hughes is just one of those awful footballers that when he's just kicking you and punching you, and he's effective against you constantly. And I like that, and we just don't have those players. So great shout, Danny. Great shout. I agree with you.
I agree that that kind of says that Amorim wasn't fully backed in the summer because we didn't have time for the midfield. Yeah, we tried a late approach for Baliba, but we never made it. So we said, okay, let's go back and revisit in January. But I also see that midfield is not really balanced with the talent that we need. Everyone has frailty, so that's why I'm thinking, like, who do we start this? Because Bruno for me should be playing as a number 10 or behind the striker. That's his best position. But who do we play there? Who do we play as a number 6? Don't trust Ugarte either. Casemiro's contract is expiring. So if we go out in the midfield, and that's why I say I don't think we will sacrifice, Kobe Mainoo, because Kobe Mainoo for me is more of the advanced number 8, in my opinion. And that's his best position.
Kobe is a victim of awful planning and awful team, awful recruitment. Kobe is a victim
100%.
of that. That's where he is.
I agree.
feel for the kid. I feel for the kid. Because on normal occasions, if we had a top end 6, he would play. He really would.
But it's easy for Kobe. He can just adapt his game. He start hitting the ball long, try penetrating passes, hitting over the top. It's not that difficult. He just need to try to explore that part of his game.
But he won't adapt his game, because if he was adapt his game, Jarvis, he'd be knocking on Amorim's door saying, "Put me in the 6."
Well, that's the name of the game. It's a competitive sport. You can't sit and sulk and moan on the bench because the coach won't pick you. You have to just step up and be better.
I wish you would step up.
Yeah.
But, however, the rumors don't go away. They're still talking about a Kobe Mainoo January move or loan, because why? It's a World Cup season.
Well,
he wants minutes.
Yeah. We shall see. Well, if he wants minutes, he's got to force his way into the 11. I've always said this on any player: force your way into the 11. I was hooked at the weekend, Mick. Hooked. I was, for 20 minutes, I was running around. I was playing right back because I had to cover for someone. I was running around in thin air. Managed to get myself sorted with 25 minutes to go, but it was too late. The gaffer, you're a tosser. Get off. That's football. That's how it should be.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's a dodgy source. It's the Sun Football, but the news is Kobe Mainoo is being put through intensive training sessions by Rúben Amorim. Kobe is pushing hard for the number 6 role alongside Bruno Fernandes for the game against Brentford on Saturday. It's a dodgy source, so I don't believe it, but I wish it was true.
I've got first-hand knowledge on that, Jarvis, Mill, mate. Listen, Kobe phoned me a couple of weeks ago. He said, "Look, Stu, what do I do? I've seen you and Jarvis talk about me. Tell me what to do." So I give him a couple of pointers. I said, "Go to Amorim, sort yourself out, kid. Come on." And but actually, in football, we all know this. All of us know this. You reap what you sow. Your own performance is down to you. Jarvis could be the best coach in the world. He really could be. But if I pay zero attention to him, eat too much during the week, or the mistakes on the pitch are my fault. They're nothing to do with him. And Kobe's got to, I want him to, to do something to force his way in and play as a 6. I think it'd be great for us. But anyway, what do we know?
This, you can put in. Oh my God! I keep thinking about poor Donny van de Beek. Oh my God!
Yeah,
the kid never got a chance. He was just basically doing everything in training and not making any noise, not complaining, being a professional. What happened to that kid? What a waste of career. It wasn't his fault.
He's finished. Donny van de Beek is now finished as a footballer.
Yeah,
because of his experience at Manchester United, and we can't
allow him.
Yeah, we can't allow players to do this anymore. And so, but look, Dave makes a really good point. Kobe's not a high energy player, or an intense energy player. Sorry, David. I thought you wrote high, and I agree with him. I do, but a good 6 on it. He can control the play at low energy, low intense with his passing ability. But Jarvis and Mick have pointed out he hasn't got that passing ability, and I get that. I understand it. I really, really do.
I think this is what Amorim feels is lacking.
He's a big
conundrum. To be a good passer, it's not about just passing. You got to get your head up. Kobe Mainoo puts his head down, controls the ball, is composed. But you got to get your head up. Look at Bruno. Every time he receives the ball, he puts his studs on the ball, looks up. What to do next? Same with Casemiro. He plays with Casemiro and Bruno in training sessions every day. Why can't you
It's
learn?
funny.
Learn from the guys who know how to pass the ball.
Learn from the
It's not
best.
that hard, but you got to get your
I
head
was
up.
listening. I was listening to Ben Jacobs today on the United stand, and he made some good, valid points. The number 10s was a unity planned by Amorim and the footballing operation teams with Wilcox. But then at the end of the day, the midfielder was, was absolutely Amorim pushing for it, but never got it. So this is what we have the situation right now. Like, I think it's a little bit of a mismatch. We don't have the athleticism,
100%.
we don't
We
have.
don't.
I mean,
We don't.
I love Kobe Mino as a footballer. Great skills, on tight spaces. He's good on the ball and everything, but no energy, right? So we're missing something in a hybrid, like with Kobe together mixed up with what? How do I say it? As a single unit player, basically going to run the number 6 himself,
Yeah.
like a character type, like a Kino type. You know what I mean? Just and let the other ones do their job, right? So either way, in the system, as we mentioned, even the centre backs pushes up and supports in the midfield when we are supposed to play high up on the pitch, right? It doesn't really matter, right? If you're a single pivot, because you get support, with the tuck-ins from the Masraoui or the lift.
I think that's why we're all frustrated with the players, because we know the players have got the ability. We know the players, know how to play football because they're at Old Trafford at Manchester United, and we're not. Otherwise, we'd be there. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
The realistic side of it is, we'd be there otherwise. They're there for a reason. It's just time to show it. It's time to knuckle down and show it. Be the team, be the players that drag Manchester United back to the promised land. We all, we get told a lot, me and Jarvis, forget the history of the club, look to the future. You can never forget the history of Manchester United, because you should never forget the players that have walked through the door. But Sir Alex will go down in history for a variety of different things, but his key message was, I'm coming to beat Liverpool. That was his key message. I am here to beat Liverpool. So that means each and every one of that squad of 26 players has got to be here for the same reason. And we need these players to have that attitude and that absolute will to go out there and win. And all right, I think Jarvis is right. Jarvis, you're absolutely right in your assessment. And everyone's assessment was, if Chelsea had kept maybe a striker or two on the pitch, we may well have lost that game. We may well have lost that game.
Who knows?
They didn't.
Yeah,
but they did they? He took them off. I thought it was great management. Not the players. It was decisive management. I like decisive management. But he made the mistakes and we capitalised on them. We've got to do the same again on Saturday and then the following weekend against Sunderland. We have to do that.
I agree. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. I got to go to sleep. It's 20 minutes past.
Thank you for calling in. It was a long call in, but we didn't have any other waiting in the green room, so it was brilliant of you to come on, and feel free to jump on whenever you like.
Guys, I love you. I come in anytime.
Yes.
Well, you're more than welcome. You've been missed, Mick. You have been missed.
We will do
I missed myself too.
a match reaction show Saturday.
We're back Saturday. Well, it's an early.
I come back Saturday.
I believe. I don't have the time to go live right after the game. It's an early kickoff, so I think we will do like.
I hate going live after games.
8 o'clock something. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got family. I'll have family stuff to
me
do.
Me too.
As well, so we'll go.
I don't like to do. Guys, we used to do shows together. I hate doing it straight after the game because you don't get to absorb things. You're just like, oh my god, it's better to do this to wake up day after.
Honest, you have a lot of goals to go through on Saturday evening.
Okay.
We're going to have at least 4 from Manchester United to go through. So
I'll be there.
Brilliant.
It's been a pleasure.
Stephanie comes in and say, Mick, great first time caller. So she's just happy. You did well. Don't be afraid. You can come on anytime. So great first time.
Yeah, my first.
You've had a lot of love in the chat tonight, Mick. Everybody.
Thank you.
chuffed that you're
It's
back.
been when did I go live last time? Over 1 month, I think. After the transfer window, I took a break because it was really, really tough one. So yeah, it's good. Good to be with you guys. Missed you.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
you too, mate. You too, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Big up.
Ciao.
Have a good one.
Big up, Mick.
Ciao. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Okay. So we are going to wrap up. Do we have any more thing we need to cover before? Yeah. You said 4-0. I didn't say my score prediction.
Give your score. Yeah.
My
I'll
score
definitely
prediction.
go for 4-0, yeah.
I won't go for 4-0.
No, I don't.
I want to keep it sensible. I think 1-1 draw will be a okay result. But I'm just keeping it real.
No,
and you know, I hope I'm wrong, and I really hope that Man United win this game. That we wipe them off the floor and win 4-0, as you said, Stu. But you know, I'm cautiously optimistic, but I don't think we will win.
I've been positive this season. All season. Yeah, and I'm going to remain positive. And we win 4-0. I've just got a feeling the tide's turning slowly. And if we could get any kind of result, it'd be brilliant. But I just think we could do. I'm going with 4-0. That's it. I'm doing it. 4-0.
Brilliant.
Richie, Mick, and Tega, but also 3-1, didn't they?
Yes. What Rich said 3-0? Yeah.
Do you say 3-0 or 3-1? Oh, either way.
3-1.
Yeah, he definitely predicted 3. Guys, it's been a great show. Get your scores in now, but pop them in the post show comments, please. Once you've pressed the hype button, if you can hype this show.
Yes, we got 6 hypes after last show. So, guys, if you know what hype is, go after the show when YouTube has made it a video, and you can just swipe right in the comment section and press hype. You know, apparently it's a new thing. That's why small content creators like us can get views.
Yeah, just before we go, our condolences, Mr. B. You're an absolutely brilliant member of our community. Our condolences are with you, buddy. I hope it goes okay. And if you want to join us Saturday evening, maybe you want to come on and you know talk about your aunt or you know anything like that, you're more than welcome, my friend. You're a great member of our community. You all are. All the very best from me and my family to you. It's
not easy losing close family, so my heart goes out to you, Mr. B.
Yeah,
I want to end with one thing, Stu. It's 3 minutes. I hope you have the time.
Yes, I've just got an early start in the morning.
It's the thing I sent you on WhatsApp, the coach.
Yeah.
I love stuff like the backroom stuff and watch. So it's just a small video for you guys. It's 3 minutes, and then we wrap up the show. So let's just share it, and you guys can have a look. Tell me if the sound is okay. So let's just try to play it.
I've said this shit for season after season after season, and this is hard to listen to, but you've got to listen to me. Ollie, get your head in this. Listen to me. When the ball comes to you, stop getting it and then wanting to do this. Get it, give it. Get it, give it. Yeah? You're going to get caught in there because they actually are targeting you. The reason why I'm onto you here, right, is because you are coming in like this. I don't need 3-6s. Because what happens is, ball goes in, you're fucking 1 on 4. I told you to watch. Other thing, what I'm giving out to you about, you're getting the ball, right? You're getting the ball, and for some reason, you want to hold the player off. Oh, hold a second, another second, another second, and then they get it. The ball is there, bang and go, bang and go, bang and go. I've said this here for season after season after season, and this is hard to listen to, but you've got to listen to me. Get it, give it, pocket, get it, fucking launch it, not hold it, win transition. We are the worst team at losing a ball here, and here. Transition. I'm fucking losing my shit here because of this silly little areas. But that's me done on the rant. I need you now to get yourself up. Don't feel sorry, feel like I've robbed your fucking lunch money. Right? I know. Now I want you to get angry at me and go, I'll fucking show you, Mick. I want you to show me. I want you to come up and go, fuck you, Mick. Well, you're going to have to get your engine up. You're going to have to do something to get you moving a bit more. You're a great player with great abilities, right? Get yourself to win the ball and get on the ball. Stop your shitty tackles in the middle. I'm sick of looking at people fucking flicking their legs. In. Come on, I know it's hard. I know it's hard there, man.
Thanks for calling me out. You're off.
Yeah. I know it's hard for you, but the reason I do that is like it's tough love, yeah?
Yeah, I know, I can take
I love you, right? And it's because I need you and I want you to be better, right? So these games sometimes pass you by, and me and you will figure out a way how not that doing it, all right? And I think it's just that little bit extra work. And you give everything, you're fucking, I love you, so just keep your head up, all right? Yeah?
So, guys, I don't know, Stu, what's your first thought when you see something like this? Takes you back as a footballer. This is what we are used to.
Jarvis, I was on the under that on Saturday afternoon. You know, that was me getting it in the fucking neck. You know, he said, you're not playing centre half today. You're playing right fucking. Well, actually, you're not even playing right fucking back today. What were you doing? Why were you pushing too hard? I've heard you say to the lads, you know, on the sideline, I need you 10 yards max away from me. You were fucking, and this is him saying to me, you're 40 yards up the fucking road. What are you doing? You're not even listening to yourself. And I'm just sitting there thinking, I want to fight back. But I've got nothing to say to him. I've got fuck all to say to him. And so when I got back on, because 11:55 is rolling, sometime I got back on, I got myself sorted and I was together and I had a decent 35 minutes. So, you know, it's really interesting that he's talking but demonstrating at the same time. So he's saying to this guy, you know, you're holding and holding and holding and holding. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Get rid of the fucking ball first. Get rid of the ball. Here. And he's talking and he's demonstrating. But the pièce de résistance for me was the bobble. I mean, any manager worth his salt has to wear a bobble hat of that caliber. And he's pulled that out the bag. I thought it was really interesting. I've been there. I'm 55. I'm still learning the game, gentlemen and ladies. Every time I take to the pitch, I'm learning something new. I'm learning something about my position. I'm learning something about the way that I speak and I communicate, when to rise for a header, when to not rise for a header. It's really interesting what you do learn, even at 55, even when you're playing with your mates in 6-a-side, 7-a-side. So I do like stuff like that.
I just wanna give these guys a shout. It's called Pitch Side Productions. So if you want to check out more YouTube stuff and Instagram stuff from them, they show a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And for me, I think it's super interesting. It takes me back from my time as a player. You know, I've gotten the hair dryer so many times. Look at my hair now because of mistakes I've done on the pitch, and the managers didn't take it well. So, you know, but you know, you learn, you live, you toughen up, and you adapt to the game. And this is how it is. You know, you can't sit down crying, you know, oh, the coach has benched me the next game, you know, I effed up. You know, there's no abracadabra. There's just train hard, work hard, and you will be back. You will get your chance.
If you wilt as a footballer, go and do something else. Because you ain't worth shit to me.
It's true.
Well, I was told.
But I liked after the game how he talked to the player. You know,
when
he said he wanted a reaction. He wanted a reaction.
Yeah, I liked it. No, it was good. Yeah, no, it was interesting.
Yeah. So, guys, Pitch Side Production. Maybe we should show more clips from Pitch Side Production in a later chance. So I want to thank you. We Deserve Better, Stephanie Griffith, Teddy Morning, Tega, Dibby for coming on, John Edmund, Kiso, Day 147, DJ Superfly Guy, Danny B, all of you legends. I want to thank Mick. I want to thank Rich for coming on. It's been a brilliant show. We have a game on Saturday. We will be back doing a match reaction, I would say, Saturday evening, maybe 7, maybe 8. So just press that bell and you will get a notification when we go live. We will do the usual in-depth analysis, tactical board, live footage. You know the drill. Tactical Devils. It's me, it's Stu, and the rest of the great guys who usually comes on. So we will be back Saturday night. Thank you everybody for tuning in. If you haven't, I haven't said it to you before, but smash the like, subscribe if this is your first time on Tactical Devils, and give us a hype after the show if please. You know how to do it. And leave a comment in the non-live section. You know, I love talking to you guys. So thank you everybody. Thank you, Stu. Everybody, have a good night, and we see you on the next one. Bye bye.